Is Mason on the move? Plus, we go over the Steelers practice squad signings. Big Deke news. What's up with some of these Mason Rudolph trade rumors I'm seeing? And the team he's being linked to is the New England Patriots. Now, I'm not completely opposed to the idea. I just don't really think I'm that for it either. I could see it from both sides. On one hand, if you're the Steelers, I could see you valuing quarterback depth versus just having an extra late round pick for the future, because we got to see firsthand what it was like in 2019 whenever you lost QB1 and QB2. We had Duck Hodges out there for multiple games. Now, I know in one instance we benched Mason and Duck Hodges started for, 3 or 4 games. But remember earlier in that year, Mason got hurt, was out with a concussion. We had Duck Hodges step in for the Chargers game to get a dub. So I think Mason, in terms of a QB3 option, is probably the best guy that you're going to get. And you have the new third quarterback role on game day and whatnot. So part of me feels like, let's just keep Mason on this team for 2023. He should be able to help out Kenny in that QB room too. Him and Mitch will be good assets for him. And then also, I just don't think it hurts to have good quarterback depth either. I don't know if it's worth that late round pick that I'm talking about. But on the other hand, if all goes well, Mason is certainly not going to be seeing the field here. And we're going to go through another season where he's under contract for 1 year. He's probably going to be testing free agency, probably going to want to sign with another team with a better opportunity. So why not get some compensation for him? Almost like with Kevin Dotson. It was almost for sure that he was going to move on from the Steelers when the offseason hit. Why not get, what did we get? We got draft pick upgrades for him. It was a pick swap. We got our 5th rounder for a 4th rounder, and then 6th rounder for a 5th rounder from the Rams. So in Mason's case, probably not going to be back. He could be. Who knows? Because Mitch is going to be... No, he signed an extension. Never mind. I was going to say, this is the last year for Mitch too, but no, he signed an extension. Yeah, most likely Mason won't be back if he had it his way. So why not get a draft pick for him? Now, that's one side of it. You're also trading him to the Patriots. Is that just something we're not trying to do, though? Because in a way, this would be helping the Pats. They only have one quarterback on their 53-man roster, Mac Jones. Now, they picked up Bailey Zappi, Malik Cunningham, put them on their practice squad. But right now, they don't have anyone. And Mason Rudolph, I do think, is a legitimate backup option out there. And hell, depending on how Mac Jones plays, we might actually see, if this trade were to ever go through, we might actually see Mason Rudolph starting for the Patriots at some point this season. So I'm like 50-50 on it. I don't even know where these trade rumors came from. It's not the worst idea, but if you had to ask me right now, would you do it? No. Unless they're offering like a 4th round pick or something ridiculous like that, but I don't see that happening either. But now before we get into who the Steelers have added to our practice squad since the 53-man roster cuts, I wanted to talk about some final thoughts I had on the Desmond King signing. This, again, is a great move, but I even think about it more. Like, it's even a better move because did we actually get Cam Sutton, basically, for a 10th of the cost that Cam Sutton is going for? I mean, Cam Sutton signed with the Lions for $11 million per year. I'm assuming we're getting Desmond King for like a 1-year vet minimum type of deal. But if you look at their like height, weight, they're both like 5'10", 5'11", both weigh around 185, 190. Both versatile corners, can play slot, can play outside. The things that Desmond King has in his advantage, though, is that he is a former All-Pro. And that's one of the things I got wrong in yesterday's show. He was an All-Pro, first-team All-Pro for being a defensive back, but made second-team All-Pro for a return man in 2018. They're both 28. Cam Sutton, Desmond King, both 28. So, like, did we get Cam Sutton, potentially get an upgrade over Cam Sutton for, again, a 10th of the cost? Insane to me. Now, my questions are, what are we doing with some of our other corners here? Like Elijah Riley, Chandon Sullivan, James Pierre. Like, are we going to cut one of these dudes to open up another spot for an inside linebacker that I still think we need to add? Like, I got this weird feeling we're not going to go into week 1 with only 4 inside linebackers. Like, there's a chance Nick Wachowski's going to be back. Now, Tanner Muse, he was picked up off waivers for the Chargers, so that's dead and gone. We're not going to be seeing Tanner Muse again this year. But Kwiatkowski, there is still some hope. But with us adding Desmond King, I'm just wondering, do we have too many cornerbacks? Should we drop a Pierre? Should we drop an Elijah Riley, move him to practice squad? So we'll have to wait and see on that, because actually this is a good transition to some of these practice squad signings. We also picked up a legitimate cornerback there too. Anthony Brown was like the Cowboys' CB2 for the last several years, and actually in 2021 was graded out as a top 10 corner across the league. Now you could take some of these next gen stats and these like analyst grades with a grain of salt. I get that. But all I'm saying is we got a starting caliber cornerback who in 2021 had a career year. He's not too old or anything. I believe he's like 28 or 29 as well. We got a dude like that just sitting on our practice squad. And if you're going to compare him to some of the other cornerbacks that we have on the 53, like James Pierre or Elijah Riley, like Anthony Brown and then a Desmond King are way more proven than those two guys, for sure. Like, there's no debate. So I'm just wondering if there's going to be some moves in this cornerback room that take place in the weeks to come. So watch out for that. But in terms of other guys that we picked up for the practice squad, we got some familiar names like defensive lineman Braden Fehoko, defensive lineman Jonathan Marshall, outside linebacker David Perales. I already mentioned Anthony Brown. Cornerback Luke Barku, safety Trent Thompson, he's back. Tight end Rodney Williams, wide receiver Des Fitzpatrick, running back Greg Bell, offensive guard Joey Fisher, and offensive tackle Kellen Deesh. So a couple things I wanted to go over. One, I got it 100% right. I was right on every player name that I brought up that we signed at some point in like training camp and in the offseason. I said wasn't going to make the team. None of them did, at least for the official 53-man. Now, we did pick up some of those guys on the practice squad, like Trenton Thompson, Greg Bell, and whatnot. But I was right, so I don't have to do any $100 giveaway, anything like that. But, I mean, I'm going to definitely do one coming up here, because shout out to you guys for tuning in and everything, subscribing, giving support. So we'll definitely do one for either like 24K subscribers or 25K. And it'll be more than just $100. I'll figure out something cool for that. But just shout out. Just wanted to let you guys know, though. I know ball. I was 100% right on all those. But then the other thing is Braden Fehoko. I just mentioned in yesterday's show that we cut him. I was concerned. The Infinity Gauntlet now only had 5 stones. It was not complete anymore. But now we bring Fehoko back to the practice squad. Does that count? I think it counts, right? I do think it counts. It does have a little bit of a lesser feeling, though. It feels like he should be on the 53-man roster. But at the same time, he's around. Like, I think we would count. Remember when we had Terrell Edmonds, and then we also had his brother Trey Edmonds running back on practice squad? I think that would have counted. So I think this also counts for Braden Fehoko. His relative is Chris Kimoyatu. We went over that months ago. But now I'm seeing some stuff pop up that Fehoko's, is it his cousin, we're potentially going to sign. He was a former Cowboy receiver. He's in Pittsburgh, obviously showing some interest. I don't think anything's official yet. So there's that. Like, we already have the Fehoko stone, so I don't think we get to add another. It's just that's even more confirmation than that stone should exist, right? But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Thursday. I hope you guys enjoyed. Podcast back today, 4 o'clock, so tune in over there. Obviously, we're going to be talking Desmond King and all the other moves that took place recently. But, yeah, again, hope you enjoyed. Stay chilling. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and peace.